UMass students to go to the Boston Regional Conference. You know how many UMass students went to that the previous year? Actually, one. It was me.
Okay.
But we got 7 more to go. That would not have happened if we hadn't reached out to students. They're not just going to hear about it if Students for Liberty doesn't promote itself, and they're not going to hear about it if other organizations don't network with them and build on each other's momentum. So we got 8 students to go to Boston. I got invited to speak on the activism panel there. We got students interested in being campus coordinators. We got students from Lowell interested in being campus coordinators. I helped Young Americans for Liberty, separate organizations, start chapters, a couple of chapters in Massachusetts. Like I said, the momentum is it's building on itself more and more. So why not take advantage of that and build more on it?
So what I want to say is that do rely on us. We will try and do our best in communicating these events to students. It takes time.
No, we'll try. We will.
You will, fine.
Whatever information is shared. So I have a mailing list. This is separate from Patrick's Greater Boston Tea Party mailing list. I need a pen though.
One of the things I could say that would be helpful from the Tea Party and related groups is telling us opportunities that these students can take that they might see growth in.
What?
Be they internships or even jobs. Those still exist, sure. But one of those would certainly be very beneficial to us. So we can say, hey, Tea Party meeting, do you want to work at Beacon Hill? Well, this guy there, knows some people. Why don't you come down and meet him? That would be certainly helpful. I know that's not always available, but when it is, let us know.
Patrick, if we invited legislators that we are friendly with, and they were met in the same room with students, the Dov Headlands and the Jim Lyons, they probably might have some intern openings, right?
Yeah, that's one of the many examples, connecting people with internships, with training opportunities, with conferences, with...
I mean, truth be told, the number of politicians we are friendly with is a very small number, but they are in our corner.
Yeah. So what this list is for that I'm giving out is for the purpose that Dan is talking about. So it's a mailing list, it's also a Facebook group. And if you put your contact information on there, I'd like it to be with the understanding that if you have Facebook, we're going to add you to this group. And
I may have already...
This is not me. This is not just me that I post a bunch of events. This is a group of 200 people, a lot of whom I've never met, who share our values and want to achieve the same things in the long run. So what happens is it's voluntary association at its best, where all these different organizations are sharing on this Facebook group and eventually on the mailing list. And people from the northeasternmost corner of Maine, or almost, are hearing about things going on in the Boston area, or in the southwesternmost corner of Connecticut. People from around New England, which has a tradition as a region of active citizenship, are going to build on that tradition and hear about things going on everywhere and get more involved.
I have a really quick question for Daniel and Nathan.
Yeah.
So how can SFL help this Tea Party group here?
You can certainly get more blood.
Yeah, so growing attendance. Yeah.
First Monday of the month.
And I think our existence here is a testament to that. Our mere existence.
First Monday of the month here.
We can do that. We can try. We will.
Yeah, to expand on that, Lance, growing attendance, I think, is getting more students with their various unique projects speaking at various events. I mean, last year at the Worcester Tea Party rally, Lexi Monahan from Students for Liberty spoke. The previous year, I spoke right before Gary Johnson, by the way. Love that guy. Great. And we wouldn't have been there if SFL and the Tea Party had not already established a relationship. So we have a relationship already.
And one thing I'm hearing here is
I'm trying to build on it.
If you want students here, don't merely invite them to come talk to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that
helps too.
We would be happy to support their pet projects.
I think that would be helpful. I mean, another thing that I ask, if you have Facebook, is like marketing is undervalued. Well, not all people do. Not all people do. So when I email you all just telling you more about this mailing list and that Facebook group, I'm also going to have links for Students for Liberty, Young Americans for Liberty, and other major student organizations, because I really want to get the word out. I want them to be more than just words that circulate in libertarian conservative circles. I want them to be living room discussion subjects. I want them to be known by everyone. I want them to be a cultural phenomenon. And that is all in the marketing strategy. It doesn't just happen. We have to get it out to everyone. And we do that not just with Facebook likes, but by person-to-person meetings, and by showing each other that we value each other both as individuals and as organizations.
Now let me take you
So
off
if you
your word.
haven't put your information on there, and you'd be willing to, I'd really like to be able to share that information with you so you can share that information with everyone else. We all stand to gain from having a stronger relationship.
And if I can take your word for it, as I may, relating to pet projects, we do have one right now, which could use a little help. We are organizing a bus to the International Students for Liberty Conference. This is our annual conference attended by well over 1,000 students from around the world who are dedicated to the ideas of individual freedom. So not just students from the United States, but from India, Russia, Germany, Venezuela, Colombia, everywhere. We currently have a bus that we are ready to use. We just need the funds for it. Pat's done a very good job of helping us spread the word, so thank you for that. We are currently at, last I checked, $650 out of the 1,000 we need. What's important about this bus is that it's transporting a bunch of new recruits who might work with us next semester in the fall. A bunch of new campus coordinators. If they can see they are part of something that's larger than themselves, which they are, then their likelihood of staying with us for next year is going to be very high. I know as myself, because there's not a lot of activity out here, even though I've been trying to create such, I felt kind of not like I'm part of something. So I think bringing these students down to DC will help them feel like that. They'll feel that they are part of a larger world movement, because they really are. And so if you guys have any spare change on you, so to speak.
You're in Boston. You're in the Athens of America. Everything you do here is more visible than elsewhere, and particularly in academia.
Yes.
Students and
We have
faculty.
a tough fight ahead of us, though. I mean, to give you some numbers, I think it's 75% of college students nowadays self-identify as liberal, and those who don't are apolitical due to they feel disenfranchised from the system. You're right in that what we do should make big news, but the active student and political community seems very smaller. It seems smaller than it should be, and we're trying to correct that. We're not.
Well, that's just a perception problem. It is much larger than it used to be. It's gaining momentum very quickly. There is a strong presence in Boston. There are at least 6 schools in Boston that have branches of Young Americans for Liberty. So it's not as if we don't have a presence. It's just that we don't have the wide recognition that we're looking for.
Visibility is a problem, but we're getting there.
Yes. So it's very much a growing phenomenon that we have the opportunity to encourage and support and to invest in, to make sure that it has long-term impact and value. So why would we not do that? Do we really want to take a chance on letting all of these students at these various schools graduate and their organization, their work, their infrastructure disappears, when we could take the opportunity to invest in them, and then later down the line, these people who were empowered by the Tea Party early on run for state office or run for federal office, and they win, and they change the direction of this country. The direction of this country is already changing, and they're going to be the future in not that much time. We can help them out right now, and that's what we're trying to do.